so that's what I was telling you. You know, you have to really manage your time when you graduate. Take some time for yourself. We didn't really do that.
I know, I'm sure like they'll agree too. Like we're here, you know, anytime you need us and like that.
I appreciate that.
The Democrats have to now decide whether they will continue defrauding the public with ridiculous bullshit. Partisan investigations, or whether they will apologize to the American people and join us to rebuild our crumbling infrastructure.
Well, the Trump administration is attempting to overhaul the nation's food stamp program by expanding work requirements for recipients.
Georgia, now one of the first states to enforce those stricter rules, reportedly kicking 8,000 people off food stamps after determining those recipients as unemployed, able-bodied adults who are capable.
These migrants are not legitimate asylum seekers. They game the system. They game it.
I can't wait until he's reelected. Next year, another 4 more years. It's gonna be great.
But in what way is it going to be great? That doesn't make any sense.
America's great.
He hasn't been.
Everything about America is great. Everything about him is great. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have more money in our pockets, less people out taking our jobs. That's it.
You realize that everything that you said doesn't make any sense, right? It's not true. Aren't you a social worker? She's a social worker.
Yeah.
Duh. So she obviously knows what's going on. Okay, she has the information. She's on my side right now. Obviously. Please tell him. Please, can you correct him? Okay, because
Yeah, correct.
that's too much.
Immigrants and different populations, like also LGBT, homeless.
Yeah, things like that.
All I'm saying is they're illegal. Shouldn't be here.
That's rude. It's too much.
So, like, yeah, I even work with the LGBT population.
Right? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I even work with the LGBT community.
Them two.
Them two what?
All they want is attention.
How can
Really?
you say that? Our own son doesn't even talk to us anymore because you're over here making him feel uncomfortable.
It's a phase.
Okay, that's not.
You seem very uneasy today. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Nothing ever works out for me. I try to do the right thing, embrace who I am, but life just throws me curveball after curveball after curveball.
It sounds like you're dealing with a new situation, one we haven't talked about. Do you want to explain a little bit more what's going on?
My test results for HIV came back. I'm positive.
I'm sorry to hear that, Joe. I can't imagine how you must be feeling right now.
It's like the last 2 days have been a complete blur. I don't know how I'm gonna tell my partner about this. It's gonna wreck him. You know, he's supposed to be moving in. That's the whole reason I got the test done in the first place, and you probably think I'm dumb, stupid.
Joe, I'm not here to judge you at all.
I haven't cheated or anything. I know what you're thinking. And I have a pretty good idea of who gave this to me. In the early months of our relationship, Dave and I weren't super committed, but we were honest about it, and well, right now, I mean, we're being safe.
But you don't have to worry about what I think. I'm just here to listen to you and work with you so that you can meet your goals. What's most important right now is how you feel about this. When you think about all of this that's been going on, what concerns you the most?
I still want to die.
I understand how you might think that, but science has come a long way. It's no longer a death sentence that it was in the 1980s. Treatment options have come a long way. Didn't your doctor go over all of this with you?
She did a little. I have the prescription she wrote. I have to go and find a way to pay for it all. I can't afford it. It costs thousands of dollars. I don't even have insurance.
So this right here, these are some pamphlets that we have with information over different treatment for HIV. There's a lot of grants and programs that can help you out. If you'd like, we can fill out some of these after the session.
I'd like that.
Yeah. Is your partner planning on being tested right now?
He did his first actually a few weeks ago, and it came back negative, thank God.
Well, maybe the two of you could explore him going on PrEP. Regardless of the insurance, there are medication and assistant programs. You have a lot of options on your side, Joe.
Maybe I can navigate this better than I thought.
What else is troubling you?
Alright, I'm still really worried about Dave and all this. Things have been a little tense lately, since the big blow up with his family. He hasn't spoken with them in a while, ever since that night he and his dad had that big blow up fight. He says he doesn't care, but I've been through that with my own family, and I know that he feels lost. Family's so important to him, and I know he loves his parents.
I can see how this is causing a lot of stress with you, and I'm sure the news is going to be adding even more stress to your relationship.
Yeah, I'm worried that he'll think that going against his family won't be worth it for us.
Well, no one can predict the future. Maybe things can get better with his family.
Maybe. He swears his dad won't ever accept us.
I have dealt with men like his dad all my life living here in El Paso. I mean, after I got kicked out of my own house as a teen, I came across so many of them when I was trying to get help and get off the street. Hell, like, my AA meetings are crawling with them.
Yeah, I know that trying to navigate different cultures can be really difficult. Hopefully time can heal things with your partner and with his family, but you can only control how you handle your own life and what you do with your relationship. Unfortunately, we can't change people no matter how much we want to. They have to learn for themselves. I want to shift gears really quick before we run out of time. You mentioned AA. How have they been challenging with your recovery?
I haven't been drinking, if that's what you want to know.
Okay.
I wanted to. I don't think there's been a time in the last few days where I didn't want to, be drinking. I even drove to the bar the other day, but I stopped and I called my sponsor.
Well, what kept you from it?
I know things are bad right now, and no matter how much I just want to escape everything and drink my pain away, I know that I can't. I've been down that road one too many times before, and it just leads to more pain. I know life isn't going to be easy, but if I'm going to do this, really deal with it, I need to do it with a clear head.
Joe, you should know that by even recognizing this challenge in yourself, it's an example of your strength. You've shown that you've grown from your past, and you have the strength and the skills to work through it. Joe, you should know that by even recognizing this challenge, it's an example of your strength.
You know, the veteran population is underserved in El Paso, even though we have the largest Army post in the U.S. And you know, I think that we put too much money in helping the homelessness population here, because we're not as bad as Skid Row, honestly.
Well, Sandy, I think the homeless population isn't really that served here. There's a lot of government funding that was taken away from them in the past few years. It's mainly been a lot of grants and funding from HUD and things like that. But there's actually this crazy thing I learned about at work the other day called the Hispanic homelessness paradox, where a lot of the homeless that are Hispanic in the border region are being counted as homeless people because they're technically staying with their friends and their family. So we're not getting a lot of funding because of that.
Sandy's right. We are putting a lot of money into it. They did it to themselves. There's a reason why they're homeless.
I don't understand why you keep on saying that. You have a brother that's been trying to reach out to you.
Again, he did it to himself.
Hi, how can I help you?
Hi.
You just
sign up.
Okay. Come on in. My name is Dre. If you want to just take a seat. I want to do some paperwork with you just so we know what services we can provide you. So could I get your name? Have you been sleeping at an emergency shelter or a place not meant for human habitation?
Yes. Yes.
Do you remember some of the places that you've been staying at?
I believe the first year I went with my friends.
Okay.
The next one, you know, I would be either sleeping in parks or going off to like hotels or wherever was best, you know, a little comfortable place where I could be alone.
Okay. And do you know how long you were staying at the park?
For about over a year.
Okay, so pretty much back in 2018 is when you started staying. In the past 3 months, how many times have you been housed and then homeless again?
I'd rather not answer that.
Okay, that's fine. Any of these questions you don't want to answer, you can tell me and we'll just skip to the next one. In the past 6 months, how many times have you had an interaction with the police?
In the past what, I'm sorry?
Past 6 months, how many times have you had an interaction with the police?
Once.
Once. Do you have any legal stuff going on right now that may result in you being locked up or having to pay fines? Ever do things that may be considered risky, like exchange sex for money, run drugs for someone, have unprotected sex with someone you don't really know, share a needle, or anything like that?
No.
Have you ever had problematic drug or alcohol use, abused drugs, or alcohol or told you do so? Have you consumed alcohol and or drugs almost every day or every day for the past month?
Yes.
Have you ever used injection drugs or shots in the past 6 months?
No.
Have you ever been treated for drug or alcohol problems and returned to drinking or using drugs? Alright. So I'm going to tell you about a program we have here at the OC. It's called the Wellness Recovery Action Plan Program. It is a free course offered at the Opportunity Center to help residents at the shelter learn new ways to manage their mental health diagnosis. The sessions are 3 hours once a week for 8 weeks. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
No.
Okay. Well, I will give you this pamphlet right here that tells you a little bit more about it just in case you change your mind. So the next thing we're going to do is just a needs and action plan. So we're going to find what services we can provide you while you're staying here at the Opportunity Center. So I did notice on your addendum that you did mention that you have some substance abuse issues. Is that something you'd like to get services for?
Yeah, I've been having a problem with my family, and I would like to go and you know, be able to talk to them again, since you know the money and my abuse, I could never clean myself up.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we do have a program called the PATH program upstairs, and they help provide case management and provide you the services that you need. So once we finish up here, I'll contact upstairs and we can get you referred up there. I will tell you that upstairs we do have a clinic, and you can go and register later on today. So if you do need to get any, like if you get sick or you get hurt, you can go upstairs. We have a doctor on site. Do you need any assistance getting any social services? Like, do you have your birth certificate, your ID, your social security card?
No, I don't.
Okay. So what we can do is I will connect you with legal aid, and we can start trying to get the process to get you those things so you can get your Texas ID back. And that way we can get you on food stamps and try to get you in housing, because I did notice you have been chronically homeless for 2 years, and usually within a year we can refer you to the Rapid Rehousing Program. So we will work on getting those those documents for you. And then, would you like any help qualifying for housing? So what we can do after we finish is we can call 211 or coordinated entry, and they can help provide you with getting into a program for housing. We will need to get your documents first. I will say that. Are there any other things you need help with? Employment, education, any other services we can provide you?
No.
So I'm going to finish up this paperwork on you. I'm going to make that phone call as well, and then we will start getting work on, and I will come check up on you later. Does that sound good?
Okay.
All right. It was nice to meet you.
Shouldn't be helping them. They really did that to themselves. Why am I going to be putting money out of my pocket to help them?
Why are you even talking like that? You have a brother. He's homeless. You should be talking to him. He's trying to get a hold of you and you keep on ignoring him.
No, he did that to himself.
That's not, no.
So, Denise, what other populations do you work with?
Well, I also work with the veterans. Hi, Christopher. How are you doing today?
Fine, ma'am. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So what brings you in today?
Well, one of the nurses, Martha, down at the VA, I don't know, she recommended I come see you here. I guess waiting for appointments for counselors is taking a little while, so I guess she thought you might be able to help me.
Okay. Yeah, I could imagine it's pretty frustrating having to wait for your appointment.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah. What were some of the issues that you wanted to discuss at the beginning that brought you in here?
Well, just had a lot of stuff going on. I got out of the Army back in February, so like some, I don't know, 8-9 months ago. And I've just been having a hard time really adjusting, being a civvy again. I don't know, I've just been having a lot of trouble, can't find a job. I have a daughter, and you know, I'm just used to being able to provide for them. So now that I'm not able to provide, I don't have a job, it's been very hard. And I don't know, just a lot of stuff's been going on, and it's just been hard to really focus and really understand what's been happening.
Well, I think it's a big step for you to be coming in today and, you know, just trying to make that happen through the VA. And I know it was really frustrating for you, you know, that you weren't able to get an appointment immediately.
It was. I just, and I really wanted to get an appointment and talk to somebody. I don't know, I really need to talk to somebody. Something's just been going on.
Well, you know, this is going to be really beneficial for you coming in, not just for you, but for your family as well.
I guess, I mean, ever since I got back from Afghanistan, the second time, I guess I could tell you about it. I don't know, just, it seems like the last few months, well, maybe even longer than that, I haven't quite been myself at home. It's like 1 minute I'm at home playing with my daughter and talking with my wife, and then in an instant I'm somewhere else. We're just at the dinner table and just sitting there talking with my wife and spending time with my daughter, and you know, telling them all the stuff I'm doing, and I'm trying to get back into community college. And I guess my daughter, she must have flinged some food or something across the table, and I just snapped. I flipped out. I don't know, I just reacted so strangely. And it's kind of not the first time that's happened. Sometimes I'm just, I don't know, I'm not myself. I love my wife and I love my daughter, and I don't want them to be afraid of me, or I just want to be right for them.
You're showing a lot of strength with the way that you're handling this. I know it was, it was really tough having to see your daughter like that and your wife upset. But you had said, I know you recently deployed to Afghanistan. Do you feel like when you have these feelings that you feel like you're somewhere else, does it take you to any specific situations to when you were over there in Afghanistan, or?
I don't know, sometimes I could be around the house or walking around and just something just reminds me of it. It could be a smell, something on the table, or next thing you know, it's like I'm there again. And specifically, I think a lot about a buddy of mine who didn't come back home with us. He was standing close to me, like as close as we are right now. Next thing you know, he was gone. And it's like I can still see him. And sometimes I just feel like I'm back there. It's like I'm so lost. I can't even function, because every time I close my eyes, I see things.
In what ways do you feel like you've been coping with these feelings that you've been having? You said you try to drown it out.
Not very well. Quite obviously not really well. I do everything I can to just numb myself. I still have some leftover oxys from an old injury. I'm afraid. But I gotta be strong, because we've got a family, and I don't want them to... I just don't want them to think of me as a failure. And I feel like I'm failing them.
But it sounds like, the painkillers, using painkillers has been kind of a center, part of the problems that are part of what's been causing problems between you and your wife. Do you consider going into a drug treatment program?
I think maybe that might work. I gotta do something, because I don't want my wife to leave me. I don't want her to take my daughter away and I won't see her. We're already sleeping in separate bedrooms. She can't really handle it very well. I know it's not what she signed up for. And I just hate that I'm disappointing her.
I can understand how you'd be feeling that way, but I think if she knows that you're coming in here and you're willing to try the drug treatment program, you're not a disappointment at all.
It's like I've never been more alone.
Well,
I don't know, I just need to talk to somebody. Maybe if I talk to somebody, maybe it'll be 10 times better for me. Maybe other people that have been through the same situations that I have. I don't know, I need to do something, because I just can't keep living like this.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I can see that you're open to other places that I can refer you to. Because within the community, there's a few support systems that work only with veterans, and I know they might not have gone through the exact same situation you've gone through, but they'll be able to relate to you. Yeah. And just like you said, these are people that you'd be able to talk to about things you're feeling, things you went through when you're in Afghanistan. And this is going to be the opportunity for you to start building a new support system. Because I know a lot of the people you worked with, they're not here,
Yeah, I'm
or they
alone
went
now.
back home. So if you'd like, I can give you information on these support groups that are out there in the community.
I think I'd like that. I think I'd like that a lot.
Okay, actually I have them right here. There's a few sheets here, so these are the different groups that are here in the community. And so...
This one's right by my house.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well that'll be perfect. And just take it a day at a time, see which one works best for you. And it's okay, if you don't feel like talking some of the times.
Yeah.
You just go and listen, and just being there, that's a big step for you. And your families will really be appreciative of that, because it's gonna help things get a lot better at home.
I think maybe that'll be a good thing for me.
So,
Appreciate it.
you're welcome. So hopefully I can see you next week. Would you be able to come back?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to talk more, now that I have these groups, I think maybe next time we should talk a little bit more about the painkiller thing.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if I want to go like away to rehab or anything, but maybe we can talk about some different things like treatment-wise.
Yeah, of course. So
I do need some help.
So we'll go ahead and go into talk about that a little bit more next week.
So what about the criminalization of immigrants? Like, we're criminalizing a bunch of innocent people, like literally for no reason.
No, my tax dollars are going to these immigrants.
And all they're doing is trying to come over here and try and get a better life for themselves.
No, who cares?
What do you mean, who cares?
My tax dollars are going to these guys.
That's not
I don't want my money going into these guys.
That's not how it works. None of your money is going to them. They're making their own money and they're paying what they have to pay.
No, they're not.
I literally have a niece right now that's in custody because she's trying to come over from Juarez and she's trying to get a better life. Like, she's trying to escape something that's really bad. I don't think that's any of her fault.
Yeah, my mom works with the immigrant population, and there are a lot of misconceptions.
You're ready.
How are you doing today?
Bien, good.
Okay, good. Your name is Annabelle, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's nice to meet you. My name is Joan, and I am the social worker here at the detention center. And I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'm sure that you've been asked a lot of these questions before, but if you can just bear with me, we'll go through it pretty quickly. If you don't understand something that I'm saying, just ask me. You do speak English, right?
I do.
Okay. I speak a little bit of Spanish, so if there's something that maybe you don't understand, you can ask me, and we'll try to work through it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Anything that you tell me is going to be kept confidential, so I won't be discussing anything with anyone. The only person that I would discuss anything with would be an attorney if you need someone to help your legal case, because this information could potentially help you. So I'm just here to help you, and I want to find out where, we're going to figure out some things that have gone on in your past, and then we're going to try to help you figure out where you're going to go from here. Just answer me the best you can, and we'll get through this, okay? So where did you come here from?
I came from Guatemala.
Okay. And I forgot to ask you, what day were you born? What's your date of birth?
Is March 23rd, 1993.
Okay. You don't currently have an address right now, right? You're just staying at the center, and then we'll get to the address of where you're going to go in a little while. What are you currently married?
I am, but I'm separated right now.
Okay. And then as far as your school, your education, how long did you go to school for? Or what level of
I completed high school.
Okay. Okay. And were you working in Guatemala before you came here?
No.
No.
I was just at home.
Okay. Have you ever been diagnosed with any kind of mental health issues? Like any depression or bipolar disorder or any kind of mental health issues?
No, I have never been diagnosed.
What about medical diagnosis? Like, have you had any health problems or anything like that? Have you been in the hospital for anything?
I was in the hospital just because my husband, he used to beat me up, and I was in the hospital last year. My ex-husband, he used to be very abusive and violent, so I ended up in the hospital because he broke my wrist. Besides that.
Do you remember approximately what year it was the last time you were in the hospital?
It was last year. It was last year when I ended up in the hospital, but he beat me up after that, but I didn't go to the hospital to get any help.
Okay. Okay. Are you taking any kind of medication? Like any prescription medication for anything? No?
No.
What about, do you ever drink alcohol, or do you drink alcohol or no? No. And do you use any kind of drugs, any marijuana or anything? No. Okay. That's good. Okay, so if you are released from here, from the detention center, where are you planning on going? Do you have a plan? Do you have a place?
I'm trying to reach out to my tia, to my aunt, but she hasn't get back to me. I've been trying to call her, but I'm not too sure if she still has the same number or.
Okay, what is your aunt's name?
Her name is Marta Quintana.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a phone number for her?
Yes, I do.
Okay, can you give that to me?
It's 915. 741.
Okay.
8093.
Okay, I will try to reach out to her and make sure that you'll be able to go there after you leave here.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that when you get settled here that you will want to find a job? Do you think you would want some help in maybe trying to find a job?
Yeah.
Would you like us to try to help you with that?
Yeah. I'm just trying to get through this, so
right.
I feel like a job will be really helpful.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely set you up. After I speak with you, I'll give you a sheet with some references and phone numbers of places that you can call to get services and that kind of thing when you leave here. Okay. Now, you said that your husband used to beat you up. Okay. I think it might be good. Do you think it would be good for you to go somewhere and maybe talk to somebody about that and try to get some help to work through that? Because that's a lot for someone to have gone through.
Yeah. I guess somehow it will help me.
Yeah.
Just because I've been feeling like I'm just having a hard time right now.
Right.
So I've been just feeling a little sad and anxious and just I get frustrated. So
Right.
I don't know if they can help me with that. I'm not too sure where
Yeah.
to.
Terrible. Okay. Well, we do have quite a few resources here that I think would probably be able to help you. One of the places that we refer people to is called the CASFI. It's the Center Against Sexual and Family Violence, and they specialize in helping people that have been through domestic violence. So I think that would be a really good place for you to go and talk to someone about what you've been through, because that's a lot and to deal with, and they specialize in that. And I'm also going to give you my name and number, so that if you ever have questions or lose the paper or whatever, you can call me, and I can make sure that we get you set up for an appointment with them. And I think that they would really be able to help you through that, because you've been through a lot. So I think that would be very beneficial for you. Okay? So I will fill out this paperwork, and I will get it to you so that you will have the information that you need. Is there anything else that you want to tell me, or that you feel like I should know so that I can help you?
Well, I was abused by my ex-husband, but when I was trying to come here, the guy that helped me out, he abused me sexually. So that happened too, but I guess, I don't know how, anyone can help me with that, or...
Well, I'm sure that that's a very, very difficult thing to go through. But there are people that can definitely help you, and take time to, because it's going to take a little while, I think, to get through that and to overcome those feelings and that trauma that you've been through. But there are definitely agencies that can help you, so I'll make sure that you get the information that you need for that. Okay? Okay. It was very nice meeting you, and I'll make sure to get the information to you, and you call me if you ever need anything.
Wall. They just tell you what everyone wants to hear, so you could get their they could get your vote.
Everything.
I do.
Simple as that.
I know they're taking our.
You need to do your own research. If you're gonna be talking about something, make sure you know what you're saying. That is said on the news and on TV. It's not.
That's on the media. The media is gonna spread fake news about everything.
Why do you keep on watching and listening to the news?
I don't watch the news. CNN is fake.
You need to do your research.
Exactly, it's not true.
You need to do your research.
It's not true.
Listen
Exactly.
to me. You need to do your research.
Wow.
Ese way. You.
Okay, let's stop, think about this for a second, both sides, okay? Okay, so. I understand, Martha, you're sort of anti-Trump, but it's not the government's duty to give us everything that we need. So David, you say that there's a right way to enter this country, but there's not a right way. The asylum seekers that apply for asylum, they sometimes get placed on a waiting list that will probably take like 15 years. We need to find a middle ground, because what you guys are doing right now is the exact depiction of what society is doing. It's the anti-Trump versus the Trump, and we're just bickering. We don't know what's going on the government side, and we don't know exactly how society is coming together to fix our LGBTQ problems, our veteran problems, our homelessness problems. We need to figure out how to fix this in America, as well as how to fix our border security issue on immigration and asylum seekers. America does not have a specified identity. We are a nation built on immigrants, built on diversity in all walks of life. We are the land of the free, free to say what we want, be who we want, and do what we want, and that is because we have the right to do so. I will say that it is not the government's duty to hand us everything that is in our power of obtaining. That ability is in the hands of those who seek it. We need to find a middle ground, put ourselves in the government's shoes, and help the government understand our social work perspective. This film is an exact depiction of what is taking place in our society today. If we do not find a middle ground, these social issues will continue to affect us, but on a broader scale.